Hey everybody, welcome back to Kotor Montenegro, and today we're going to talk with a South African expat family that is living here in Montenegro, and they have this beautiful waterfront lifestyle. This is Ian behind us, and he's going to be here with his wife today, and we're going to take a look at their house, and we're going to talk about their cost of living and see what does it take to have this type of a lifestyle here in beautiful Kotor Montenegro. In Kotor Montenegro, there's a beautiful old town. There's the fortress of San Giovanni. It's a popular location for cruise ships to come. There's beaches, and if you follow along the beach, walking approximately 1.2 kilometers along the waterfront, you're going to come to the home of Ian and Margot. They've got a beautiful waterfront lifestyle right here on the Bay of Kotor. They've been kind enough to allow us to share with you their lifestyle and their monthly budget. So if you ever wanted to come to Kotor Montenegro and live on the waterfront, stick around. We'll let you know what to expect as far as the cost. So as we take a look at their building, it's a stone building waterfront. They have the ground floor and the use of the entire front yard area, which is great for their two dogs. They also have a large backyard area.
Lemons, grapefruit, olives, grapes.
They also own a nice little guest cottage on the far end. So it's a little guest cottage in here. That's pretty cool. So you're working on getting this ready for family and friends to visit.
People arriving in 4 weeks. A friend of Margot's, yeah.
Very nice.
So they have privacy. They can come and have drinks and dinner with us, but they can come back in.
So here we are at this beautiful stone waterfront building that was the original purchase in 2017 for this family, and it was a redo. They did a renovation here, and so you got this beautiful outside yard here, and the backyard is huge. So let's go ahead, we'll take a look inside the house. Okay. So inside the house, we have a first bedroom off here to the right. Look at that exposed stone. Coming out here towards the spacious living room. Big enough for a couple seats, a couch. Good place for entertaining. And again, some of that exposed stone that is just, I think, something that is so special when you have that exposed stone showing the history of the home and the location. Here you have the living room area, not the living room, the dining room. And coming through into the kitchen. And so you have this galley style kitchen. And good sized sink, 4-burner stove. It's got the oven. And a view out here into their backyard. And that's all part of theirs as well. Coming back in here through the dining area and into the master bedroom around the corner here. Again, you've got this great exposed stone. And then coming out around here into the other side, you have the half bath. It's got the washing machine. This direction to the full bath. There we go. And big spacious shower. It's got a high ceiling in here. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful home. Go.
Cheers.
Here we go. And we're off. So we're with Margot and Ian, and you're from South Africa.
Yes,
correct.
that's right. Cape Town.
Cape Town. Okay, and let's get a little bit of backstory before we get into your entire lifestyle and the cost of your cost of living here. As I mentioned, you're a family living here. You have a daughter?
Yes, Ruby. She's 10 years old.
And you've got the beautiful water out here. How did you end up here?
So that's quite an interesting story. In about 2016, I was watching House Hunters International, and this place Montenegro popped up. I'd never heard about Montenegro before, and it caught my eye, and the value you get for your property caught my eye. So I said to Ian, I've got a little antique shop in South Africa, and we were doing a buying trip in France, and I thought, well, let's come via Montenegro and have a look, and then go on our way to purchase our antiques in France. And I knew we wanted to be by the water in Kotor, in the old town, or near the old town, and I'd set up a meeting with an agent, and we landed here, and after 1 hour of being here, I'd given her my brief. We arrived here, and I said, you know what, we don't need to see anything else. I said, I found the property. She nearly had a heart attack because we'd only been in Montenegro literally an hour. We hadn't seen anything. And she said to us, no, we're taking you around. After 3 days of looking at about 30, 40 places, I said, no, the first one we saw. And we put it in an offer, and it was accepted, and next minute we knew we had a place in Montenegro.
So this is literally love at first sight for this house?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So originally when we
was.
came over, the plan wasn't initially to move to Montenegro. We bought in the September, we came back in the March, and we brought Ruby with us. And we realized the amount of freedom she had when we were here. And we thought, all our friends after school did the trip north and had a sabbatical. We went straight into work. So we decided, well, why are we waiting to retire? Let's move to Montenegro and explore Europe. And that was really the plan. Expose Ruby to Europe. She loves it here. One of the main reasons we bought where we bought was the property is surrounded by local people. In the off season, in winter, we still have the locals outside and the kids playing around. So it's not a one-horse town. And the other reason is Ruby goes to international school, which is about a 10-minute drive from here. So location was very important for us. And the people around us are just lovely.
Can you talk a little bit about her education?
There are two options in the vicinity. The one's in Tivat, it's Knightsbridge, and the one that Ruby goes to is Radanovici.
Okay.
Radanovici,
Yeah, that's called Arcadia Academy, and she goes there. The reason we chose that school over the other one is that it is a nice small school, and there's this feeling of family-orientated feeling. The school has grown, and from a cost point of view, it's roughly €1,000 a month for the school. But it's relative to what we would pay for a private school back in South Africa. It is a lot of money, but it's a good education for us. So in the long run,
gives her a lot of opportunity.
A lot of international people are living in Montenegro. There's folks from all over the world here. The international community, I don't think, is dominated by one particular country of expats here.
No, I think there's about 14 different countries represented at Ruby School.
So the house here is how old? Do you know when this was built originally?
We think about 250, 300 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's very old.
So we're going back into the 1700s at
Yes,
some
we
point,
are.
probably.
Yeah.
And so square meters, you have the bottom level, and then I think you said your mom is in the second level.
Correct.
And so how many square meters do you have under the area that you bought and that you're living in?
I think close, between 90 and 100.
90 and 100?
Yeah, between 90 and 100, yeah.
Yeah, so that's about 11 square feet per square meter.
Yes.
So this was purchased in 2017. Did you do much remodeling or renovation?
We did the kitchen. We retiled the kitchen. The one bathroom we completely redid, and we added in an extra bathroom as well under the staircase. That was a storage room before.
That was brilliant. That was smart.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because with a family of 3, it's good to have a second
Oh,
bathroom.
yes.
Yes.
And then we added lots of storage space.
Yes,
so
we did.
Because it was really bought and rented out as a holiday home,
Yeah.
there wasn't much storage. So we added a lot of storage
Cupboards.
space in the bedrooms for us coming over here to live.
Smart.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, in summer we tend to live out front.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't blame you. That's
That was the
we
selling
have
point,
dinner
was
every
this.
night out front. Margot would love to build our fresco kitchen outside here, and that's where we
That's
do
on our
all the
to-do list.
cooking, and this is where we'd spend basically 4 months of the year.
when
Yes.
this interview is over, I'm planning on jumping in the water out here.
Absolutely.
Sure.
So
I think Ian will join you.
You bought it in 2017. What was the purchase price at that point to
think it
buy
was-
here?
230.
So we were very fortunate at the time to get the property, this particular property at that price. And Margot had done enough research to know that it was very fair value for money based on what other properties were out there. And one of the biggest draw cards was, we always said that if we came to Montenegro or we went to Portugal, we wanted to be on or near the water. That was a treat to ourselves. And we realized, anywhere around the world, in or close proximity to the water, you pay top dollar. So we thought it was very fair value for what we wanted.
So 230,000 euro in 2017, waterfront right here.
Yeah.
So here we are in 2022. Housing market here, I think, has been booming quite a bit over the last couple years. I'm looking at your home. Do you have any conceived idea here in this time period what a home equivalent to yours might go for, being right here on the waterfront?
I would have it a guess at the high 200s to early 300s.
So,
based on location. It's the biggest problem, especially in this area, is the price is driven by the demand and the availability of property more than anything else. So, yes, there's a natural growth in property prices all around the world, and in some places more than others. This particular Montenegro, Kotor, the Kotor Bay area, is predominantly driven by supply. There's a shortage of stock out there in terms of good quality properties, and that just surges the price up. And there has been an uptake in demand for property in Montenegro. We met an agent 2 days ago, and they don't have good stock. So if you're ever in a position where you want to purchase property, to find the right property in the right place is not easy, but they are out there. You need to knuckle down and just go and look for it, and I'm sure you'll find something that's really good value for money.
You're about as close as you can be to the old town and be waterfront on this side of the bay.
Yep.
And nothing against the people who live on the other side of the bay, but this is a more developed side of the bay. It feels it feels like you're closer to everything.
It is. We're only 1 kilometer away.
1.2 kilometers from the old town. From the old
it's
town.
really close. And that was also something we didn't want to be, because we've got Ruby as well. We needed the grounds for her to play
And
as
the dogs.
well, and the dogs, of course. Whereas if we had gotten closer to Old Town, we wouldn't have had as much land.
No, I think you guys hit a home run on being over here.
Yeah. No, we love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, for us, one of the things that helped with us living in Montenegro and making the adjustment, the weather conditions are very much like Cape Town. So it's not weather we're not familiar with.
It's slightly colder and slightly hotter.
Okay, so your residency here in Montenegro is based on property ownership.
Yes.
Okay, and you're also doing some home flipping or something while you're here, and you have an Airbnb that you have. Do you want to give a 30-40 second plug on your Airbnb stuff and or anything about your side business, and we will put your links for your Airbnb in the video description, so if anybody wants to stay in your properties, and we'll have some photos that we're going to show you what these properties look like right here. So as everybody looks at the properties right now, go ahead and tell us about your Airbnb, your business, what you're doing.
Sure, I think you
Okay, so
you can do
basically
that one.
when we decided we wanted to come to Montenegro to live, we decided the best way to create something for us to do was to encourage other South Africans to come and purchase property in Montenegro, and hopefully give us the opportunity to help refurbish, reflip, restyle, remodel their homes, and then manage the property for the South African owner. And that's what we've done over the few years. We basically have bought our own property in January in the old town, which was a ruin, and the idea was to redo that property and put it back in the market to sell. We'll share those pictures with you. But we kind of offer a service. So our background in South Africa is home decor. And Margot's got a great eye for styling and for configuring spaces. And we've taken a few properties owned by South Africans, and we've converted them into different looking properties and restyled them and redecorated them for the clients. So we do that currently in Montenegro. So we do have other people approaching us. In the beginning, it was only South Africans. It's now, people are getting to hear about what we are and what we do, and it's kind of what we enjoy. So our first flip is on the market at the moment. It's in the rental pool for Airbnb, but it's also It's on the market, and we gave it to our agent 2 days ago, and our first clients are coming to look at the property this afternoon.
So
Which is very
we're
exciting.
holding
Yeah.
thumbs.
Okay, so real quickly, because I'm dying to show some properties in the old town, and we'll have some real estate videos coming up because we've spoke to some agents about doing some real estate here. But you've got a property then. Tell us about the square meters, the size, and it's in the old town, which is coveted.
Yeah.
I mean, 4,000 to 5,000 euro a square meter is not unreasonable.
Not unreasonable.
What's the asking price, the size, and what are you looking at there?
So the property was a ruin. We bought a ruin and 65, 66 square meters.
Altogether.
And all in, and we paid almost 2,000 a square, unrefurbished.
And that was with no water, no electricity.
Basically, four
Nothing.
walls, a wooden floor that was collapsing and needed to be taken out. We gutted the entire property.
Laid a
and
cement floor.
we did whatever it needs to take to get the property to correct standard. Margot styled the property, and it's back on the market. And we probably put in about 1,000 to 1,500 per square meters back into the property. And we're hoping to get between 5 and 5.5 per square meter return. We rely on the styling of the property and the design of the property because it's really a standout property. And the feedback from the first agent was they don't have any properties like this on their books. So that's
So
really
you are by the North Gate, really nice, convenient location.
And 66 square meters is
It's
what?
approximately 66. It's 2 floors. It's
Yeah.
an apartment. We've converted the top floor into a 1-bedroom. And the bottom floor we stole some space from to create a staircase up, and they
It's a little
both have
bit
their own
smaller.
entrances, and that one's probably comes in now. We probably reduced it to about 30 square meters, but a stunning studio. So it's about 38 upstairs and about 30
So it's
downstairs.
2 separate
Two
units.
separate
Yeah, yeah.
units,
Oh, two
yeah.
separate
Two separate
units.
properties, yeah.
It will be on Airbnb also, and if you're unaware, Julie and I, we rent our place out when we're traveling, so our Airbnb link will be in the video description as well if you want to check them out. Great places to stay if you're coming to Montenegro, whether you're coming here to look for homes or enjoy the water. Your utilities, your cell phone, your groceries, your entertainment, what does it cost to have your lifestyle where you are happy to get up every morning and live this life?
Firstly, the utilities for the home for us are like
It's a lot less in
great,
South
great
Africa.
saving. In South Africa, utilities are an astronomical amount of money as a portion to your income. So our water bill, I don't think, has been more than €7 a month in Montenegro. Our electricity bill in winter, the most it went up to was €88, and that's running air conditioners, which is heaters, the converters, and obviously we cook in all the time and so on and so forth. So for us, that's like a big win. It's probably 15-20% of what we would normally pay for electricity back home. Cell phones, we on tourist packages because they won't give us a contract. So I mean, my cell phone cost me €7 a month for my data package, and I get 200 gigs.
And I actually run my cell phone off
And,
yours.
and
Well,
Margot,
that's what we
yeah.
do also. Do you have the, you don't have a phone number comes with that, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you're
yeah.
able to do...
Yeah, we got a phone number. We can make calls and do whatever we need to do. And if we get friends or family that come over, they can buy the tourist SIM, which is €15 for 500 gigs valid for 30 days.
That's what we
Yeah,
have.
it's I mean, it's like it's
so
a
much cheaper
no-brainer.
than South
And it's
Africa.
so our internet at home cost us €22 for TV and for internet, which is also probably half of what we pay back home. Food, we could probably get away with between 400 and €600 a month for food and cleaning and materials and even dog food and everything for the house, and that's that's not holding back. It's spending as things that you want,
could be a lot more
whatever you want. If you want to go for a
conservative,
nice, and then eating out. If we had to treat ourselves and went out once a week as a family, you could get away with a decent meal for the three of us between 30 and €40. Really have a nice meal, the three of us. If you go for a pizza, a few beers and a cool drink and a dessert. And then things like fuel. So fuel is pretty pricey all around the world at the moment. But our fuel tends to last us longer because we travel less.
And
So
also, we only need one car here.
Yes.
Like in South Africa, we had to have 2 cars.
The school fees is the big one. The school fees is the biggest expense that we have, and it's because of the type of school Ruby goes to. But that's something we've embraced and said it's her education, and if we can save elsewhere, then absolutely the school is important for us.
If you had wanted to, you could have put her in a public school,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Yes.
And she
And that
could
would have been
still
for
speak
free.
English?
So in the public
No,
school, the problem is
it's
the language.
Montenegrin.
The language is the school. Everything's taught in Montenegrin. And the way schooling's evolved over the time. I mean, I could be living in Montenegro and Ruby could follow a curriculum offered by a university in Cape Town, and we'll give her the exact same
Like
education.
Florida's got a Florida
So-
virtual school.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Everybody-
and that's happening now all over the world.
Actually met a couple from Hawaii, I think, when was it, in
Yeah.
2019, and
Well,
they were
they were homeschooling.
homeschooling 3
Yeah.
kids here
Yeah,
from
all
Hawaii.
around the world.
Yeah.
all
Okay,
around
so
the
it
world.
is possible.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely possible.
Very good.
So what about your medical? So most of you know that Julie and I, we have our private medical insurance on us through I Am Global, and we've got a link down below because I'm a licensed agent with I Am Global. So if you're looking for international insurance, any of you out there, you're going outside your home country, if you go through me and you go through this link, I will get a commission for that. I will thank you. So please consider that. I think it's about $204 for Julie and I to have $2,500 deductible and $1 million of coverage on us. But here in Montenegro, what are you guys doing for medical?
So you'll be making commission of us. So.
Okay.
But we would be moving towards having some sort of medical cover while we.
Yeah.
However, in saying that, if you follow various posts on all the various platforms, the medical cover here or the medical service provided here seems to be very good, and people generally rave about it, and it's comparable to what they've experienced in their countries, if not better. In
So it's
service
far
to
more
locals, yeah.
affordable here, even if you go private. I mean, he went to the dentist the other day, and he chipped his tooth. He went in, the dentist fixed it and didn't charge him. Like, that would never happen in South Africa.
No.
That would have been like 5,000 Rand later for something like
I
that.
think
And
our
he was just
daughter
like-
years ago was 400.
Yeah. My friend said she went for a clean the other day, and it was like 30 euros or something, which
Well,
is very affordable compared to South Africa. You know.
Well, the same friend has braces and plates put in, and I think she said it's a fraction of the price here compared to
the UK.
I mean, when I
Yeah.
say a fraction, like
I think it was
20
110.
If somebody were renting a home equivalent to this, what would you think somebody coming here, if they were looking to rent on a monthly basis, would?
It's totally annual.
Yeah, and
Annual,
not
I
an
think so,
Airbnb.
This particular property, I would think we could get anywhere between 800 and 1,000 euros a month if it was for a period of a year.
And Waterfront.
And the waterfront, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Now for the big reveal.
If you left medical out of the equation, I would,
And we'll leave school out.
and
because
leave
that's-
school out,
Yeah, that's a big one.
I think that if you lived a very, I wouldn't say basic, above basic, and you went for dinner and you had your entertainment and felt like going for an ice cream and all of that sort of
home
thing.
is paid for, so no extra bill.
Yeah,
there.
you
Your
could,
car is paid for.
you could get away with comfortably, if you worked smartly with your money, between 1,000 and 1,200 euros a month.
Yeah, that's
So if you threw in the rent,
No, if that's excluding the
Yeah,
rent,
excluding
that's
rent.
just
So
us.
if you
That's
threw in
just
the
us.
rent,
If you threw in the
2,000.
rent,
Yeah, so-
you
so-
can get away with between, I would say, 1,800 and 2,000 comfortably. I mean, I'm saying 1,200. 1,200 is a lot of money if you go buy food here and you go for entertainment. Your house is paid for, your car's paid for. You got to put in fuel and the rest. You could live very well on that.
Yeah. But the point is, if you come here, you buy a home. So those of you on Social Security, where the average Social Security is around $1,600 a month, if you had the money to come here and buy a home,
You could retire. Yeah.
you could retire here easily on Social Security.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anything from your experience over the last 5 years that you feel we didn't cover that the viewers would benefit from hearing from you?
I think we always like the fact that we can say it's very safe here. I think for us the safety factor is it's big, especially from where we come from here. There's a lot of problems in South Africa, but we're able to give our daughter the freedom to move around and give her that independence, which you can't put any value to. You see the little boys coming from school with their fishing rods in their backpack, and they go sit on the pier in their car. No one's going to bother them. Their parents don't need to worry that maybe they need to be home a certain time, but they're going to be home a certain time.
Julie and I, when we're on the computer, we use and on our phones too, we use ExpressVPN, which there'll be a link here if you want to get an extra 3 months on your subscription with ExpressVPN. We use this when we're banking, or if we're trying to watch Netflix from the US, so we can watch our US Netflix. Are you using a VPN?
I do use a VPN. I use it as well to watch local South African sport locally. But yes, I do use a VPN.
So now if you're new to our channel, Julie and I, we're traveling the world with our 2 dogs. We're trying to see what it's like to live in other countries, other places, and Montenegro is our home base, so we come here for 3, 4, 5 months a year. But we're trying to share our experiences and our expenses with you, and we'll do the expat interviews, we'll look at residency programs, real estate, and we'll do the tourist things too. So we hope that you're going to give this video a like, that you're going to subscribe, and until next time, have a great day everybody.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye.